So, all right, so this is Maddie's turn to ask Papa a couple questions about his history. So,
What year were you born and what high school did you go to?
I was born in 1937. That's, of course, 80 years ago. And I went to Wheaton College Academy, or Wheaton Christian now, in just near West Chicago. Well, you know the area. Yeah.
all right, that's good. So give your Papa a kiss on the cheek.
Oh, yeah.
I present Zachary Deming, interviewer.
All right. So, what sports did you play when you were a kid?
Well, we played a lot of sandlot baseball. Brother Stan was an addict in Detroit. He would go, there was an empty field, he'd clean it off and put metal plates down or whatever, and we'd play baseball there. So we played a lot of baseball. When I was in high school, I wrestled, and broke my arm, I think, in the second or third year. But wrestled for 4 years, lettered in wrestling. Mom wouldn't let me play football, which I'm really grateful about now because my knees are good and so on.
Ask me where broke his arm. How did you break your arm?
How did you break your arm?
Oh, I fell on it wrestling. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Ask him about driving a car.
Oh.
How old was he?
How old were you when you first started driving?
15. Yeah, 15, yeah. I was pretty young then. How old were you?
15 and a half, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Whenever you're ready, it's fine.
Alright, so one of the things that I wanted to ask you was, what was your favorite thing about when you were my age?
Well, how old were you?
15.
15.
Almost 16.
Favorite thing at 15? Well, obviously, driving a car was big, you know. I mean, we had old cars. I had a 39 Ford, you know, and then I had a 48 Buick. Well, and if they weren't working right, we decided we were going to fix them. So, I mean, we didn't take them to the shop. We just pulled them in that garage out there in Ingleton and tore the engine down. In fact, as the first engine was a straight 8, I tore it down and was going to put the rings on the pistons were loose. And so I replaced all of those. And then I thought, when I put it back together, I was going to tighten up the bearings, you know, around the crankshaft. Man, I cinched those things up, you know, really tight. We got done, I couldn't even start the car, I wouldn't even turn over. It was so tight. So I said, well, let's push it. So back then, you know, you can push start a car. I don't know if you can do it anymore, but we got up on 59 there and we were pushing away and I let the clutch out and it goes. So then I asked the guy at work how tight they. He says, oh, just get them a little bit tight, you know, but not real tight. So when I did that, of course, it started working again. So that was one of the fun things I did. You know, the 39 Ford, the 48 Buick. Then I had another Chevy or Buick. So I had a ton of cars.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Which one was your favorite?
I had a Corvette. I like that. You know,
Sold
that
it
was
when
after I was
born.
married, huh?
Sold it when I was born, right?
What?
Didn't you sell it when I was born? Or
Before.
Right
Yeah,
before?
right before you were born, I lost my job at United, and that's the first thing that went. But the Corvette was what was it, 56? I think it was a 56. I got a model of it in my office. So, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds nice.
Good.
Our champ is here.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, and go for it whenever you're ready.
You've been on this earth for, let me do the math, 29,201 days. If you can, if you give your kids or grandchildren or family any, like, general life advice, what would it be and why?
General life advice?
Uh-huh.
Okay. If I give it to you, will you follow it?
I'll try my best.
Okay. Think more on the spiritual side of life rather than the physical. Start your day out with time in the Word, time in prayer, and looking into your spiritual future because that's where you're going to live in eternity. So, seek ye first the kingdom. Well, that's Matthew 6:33. Remember this verse. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, which righteousness is right standing with God, or His way of doing things. And all these things will be added unto you. And when I learned that, when I saw that verse, it said, seek ye first. I said, well, I'm going to do what it says, and that's the first thing I do in the morning, is get up and read the Word, pray, and I'll try to live my life according to that. So does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Okay. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks for asking. All right.
Can you grow a beard like that?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
There you go.
grow a beard?
Huh?
Do you have a beard ever?
A beard?
Well, that's not a question.
Beard.
Beard.
Did you ever have a beard?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've had a beard.
Was it better than Jacob's?
Not as good as that one.
My question is, since as young as I can remember, every time we ever ate dinner, you always had those orange toothpicks, and I have to know like when you started doing it, because you've always had
Stimulants.
I always had,
stimulants.
Stimulants.
Yeah.
That's
Stimulants.
funny.
do you want one?
Yeah, I actually would love it, and I knew you'd have it too. You always had it.
Yeah, right now.
They're wonderful.
What are they called?
Stimulants.
Stimulants. Yes. Here, let's show the camera.
They're wonderful. I think
That's
they
what
don't
you
see
want,
that.
right?
Yeah, it's
There you
like
go.
just like I remember. Like
Yeah.
they're the exact same. Where do you even get these?
Well, you can get them at the hardware, huh?
Drugstore.
It's wood.
Hardware? They're very small nails.
Yeah. So, did you get one?
Yeah,
Yeah, how is,
it's good. Just like I remember.
yeah.
That's funny.
Any other questions?
Well, when did you start getting them?
Oh, too long. I mean,
Really?
with these are relatively new. I used to use just regular toothpicks.
I would say in your
Yeah.
60s.
Huh?
Wasn't it in your 60s?
Probably.
When you started ordering
yeah.
up online?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to use the gross toothpick and the Swiss Army knife.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Really?
remember
Oh,
that,
those
yeah.
toothpicks. Yeah.
Brooke forgets nothing.
Let's not bring that up.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was gonna.
Anything else?
No, it's,
Hey,
Here, I'll switch spots with you.
No, let Jacob stay there.
That's okay. Well, you want to say your?
no, look, man.
Okay.
All right, to wrap up, just a couple of the things that we didn't cover. Where did you get the middle name Maurice? I mean,
Alfred.
Alfred. Sorry.
I wish I knew. I hate that name. My folks gave it to me. That's all I can tell you. I don't know the guy, and if I did, I'd hit him in the mouth.
Is he some idiot from New York? You said to me once. He's some idiot in New York. I don't know who he is.
He's from Carroll somewhere. I mean,
Carroll, Michigan.
my folks named a lot of the kids after their friends, like Ralph Sherlow, Ralph
Mira.
Merrill Deming, but Ralph Sherlow was where they got Ralph's name.
Oh.
I have the name Ralph Sherlow. So, yeah.
All
I
right.
don't know, really.
All right. I've always wondered because the one time I asked you before, you said some idiot. I knew you didn't. I didn't know if you actually knew or.
I was
but you
never
actually don't
crazy
know.
about Maurice either.
You didn't like the name.
Where'd you get that name?
Yeah, and then you gave it to me.
Yeah. I'm glad I got it.
Was that named
You were all
after
kind of
someone, or was it just something your folks came up with, or do you not know?
I'm glad I got it because that's what everybody called me. The joke was, but I have no idea. It's a French name. It's not. There's a Morris
That's Jewish.
that's Jewish, Morris, but that's about the extent of my digging into my name because I think it's kind of bad.
Okay, fair enough. Then let's shifting gears there. Have you ever shot anyone?
Shot at him. I've shot at one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you shoot at somebody?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
No.
Well, it was the Kozlowski boys that are near Ingleton. We shot over their heads. They were messing with us.
Just
We
messing
had
around.
When I was 10, 12 years old, I had a shotgun for Pete's sake.
A shotgun, like a 12-gauge shotgun.
Yeah.
Oh, don't listen, don't listen.
Happens all the time.
When you say you shot it over their head, were you like aiming like here or like
we were
way
doing
up?
it, Dwayne and I, we were doing it.
Dwayne.
Yeah, poor Dwayne, he gets blamed for a lot of stuff. But we shot it over their heads just to, you know, dumb stuff. We weren't gonna shoot it at them.
Right.
We shot it up in the air.
Well up in the air.
Well up in the air, and they parlayed that almost attempted murder.
Wow. Did the police get called or anything?
No,
Or
nah.
did you ever have any run-ins with the police that you got scared of?
Like he's gonna tell that?
Well, the gun thing was a joke question, and it came out that he did.
Well, I got involved with a bank robbery.
Yeah.
Oh, tell us. Come on, this is good stuff.
I had nothing to do with that, but when I was in New York, was he
It was
born?
after, yes, Jeff had been
No.
born,
This guy that lived in the apartment building, what was his name?
Cody.
Cody Leverage. He got, I'll try to keep this
Arrested.
short, he got arrested for robbing a bank and using walkie-talkies and stuff with a couple other guys.
Yeah, right.
Long story short, he got off and the other two guys went to jail. But he came over to my house one night, and I think he had about $5,000, didn't he? And he's just kind of flipping it back and forth and said he got it on a job downtown New York City.
New bills.
Brand new bills.
Yeah.
And so I said, I don't think I want any part of this, but, so I called the police, and I didn't mention the money, but he had given me some money to teach him to fly. Well, at that time, it was just a couple $100. And so I came in, I said, I don't know whether this guy, I forget exactly how it went, but I said, I'm not sure whether I need to be handling this money. I got it from Cody. And so they took the money and they called me into court. They put me on the stand and they interrogated me. And by that time, I'm thinking, I don't want to condemn this guy without evidence. So I said, I don't know where he got the money. And I didn't know at the time. But they thought I did. And so the district attorney got really ticked at me. And he threatened me with getting my job and a lot of other stuff and swore at me and everything else. I was 22 or 23 years old. I was really intimidated. And well, longer story short, but he never did confess that he got the money to me. We talked afterwards, but he would never say that. He said he got it on doing work downtown in the electronics field or something.
He said, he kind of confessed that he got involved with that, but it was after the fact.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was like the
He was a con
mastermind.
man.
Yeah.
He was really a con man.
Yeah.
But that was a scary time. I wanted to get the heck out of New York in the worst way. And Corling, actually, you got put in the stand too, didn't you?
Watching.
They threatened to, we got subpoenas under the door and stuff. but-
Oh, yeah.
That's when we moved back to Illinois, and I
Right.
was just like terrified.
I have one more question, unless anybody else has anything else. I wanted you, there was one in-flight emergency that you had that I was on board, and I just wanted you to briefly just kind of recap that, just for my own sake, as how you remembered it.
Yeah, I think I even remember the flight number, 248. It was Atlanta to Chicago, flew it a lot. And we were at a DC-9, it was light, and the weather was good. You were in the back, or maybe you were up in the front with me. Sometimes I'd sneak the kids up there, you know.
Either way, I was maybe, 12, 14,
Yeah.
15 years old.
Yeah, and you were by yourself.
And I was
got
just
gone,
with
yeah,
them.
yeah.
A fuel pressure bypass light. And it calls for, if you can do it, shutting the engine down, to save it. Because it might be bypassing metal shavings or something like that into the engine, which could in turn freeze and throw debris around. So I shut it down, and I just followed the procedures that you learn through all the training you get. And it was a piece of cake, you know, it wasn't a scary emergency at all, you know, so, not like flying in Africa. Yeah.
We're having a Cox nose wheel
yeah,
really.
coming out of maintenance.
Yeah, that was scary.
And that was the only time you had to shut one down in flight, and I was on board.
Right.
Yeah.
All those years.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool.
I've shut a couple other engines down, like on DC-7s and DC-6s and stuff. But none of them, that's why they got more than one engine, you know? So, now, what happens when you're training in a single-engine airplane, that's a different story.
Sure.
So,
Well, I think we've taken enough time, but thank you for answering all these questions and being, showing us, you know, into your
well, I hope it was
80 years.
informative. I thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
you
I want
know.
to say happy birthday, and all of us here, we love you, and we're happy for you, and glad that we could all make it here for your special day.
Yeah,
All right?
great.
20 years ago, we had a reunion down at Doug's place, you know, family reunion, and Craig and I
Oh, yeah.
wrote
Oh, yeah.
lyrics to That's Amore, and we thought we'd kind of update it for your 80th and do a new rendition, and we brought the whole band together with our, you know, Tim here.
Right.
So, but because it's, you know, we're all getting old, and nobody can understand what we're saying, I do have the lyrics here, if you guys want to take them back later. Don't look at them now, because well, if you need to, if you're not hearing us, but you might not follow everything, so, all right? You guys, are you ready?
Wait,
Try.
wait.
I think I have the right pitch.
Dad's changing his battery.
I'm changing out a battery.
Oh, okay.
That's okay, I got one in.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear us okay?
So we'll be in mono.
Yeah, keep going.
All right.
In West Chicago, where legends are made, when a man turns 80, here's what they say. When you use gasoline to make everything clean, that's amore. If it goes up in flames, you have no one to blame but amore. Laza busy bee, he loves prophecy, sneezes violently. That's amore. Always quick with a joke, he's a funny old bloke, that's amore. When you not seriously practicing to agree, that's amore. When a yellow sweatshirt is worn 5 days a week, you're amore. He has lots of hair, all our heads are bare, these are never fair, that's amore. If your quest for a desk is a little obsessed, that's amore.
All right, now this one, Mom wrote this verse, all right?
When you da 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 da, that's amore. It's a da 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 da, that's amore. Da 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 da, that's amore. He's a da 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 da, that's amore. When you add a voltage meter to your backyard bird feeder, that's amore. The squirrel's on the run cause you brought out your gun, that's amore. Feed a wild goose, grabs him by the neck, yeah, I got one! Traumatizes Brooke, that's amore. He's not exactly an animal rights activist, but he may love his dogs. That's amore. If you need a great voice, there is no other choice but amore. The guidance you gave helped us all to behave. That's amore. He's a family man, always with a plan, head of all our clan. That's amore. What a model we had, we're so glad you're our dad. That's amore.
Happy
birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you.
And
Many more.
There's Anna, Papa, look here.
Yeah.
And then I'll get one with the cake. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Here,
sorry,
kick
doggy.
'em. Hang on.
Sorry.
All right,
Okay,
blow it out.
Can you make a wish?
Oh, I have to blow them out?
Yeah.
Make a wish.
Okay, got one.
Got one. All right.
All right.
The sneeze. That's why I was laughing earlier when you sneezed. I was like, because we had already rehearsed that.
You rehearsed the